Hello, and welcome to another week here at World of Tanks. How are you doing, Mr. Bam? I am Tankz0rz. We're up
I
and
I
running.
am doing wonderful. It's been a busy week, and heck, we got a lot to cover today, I tell you.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and jump right into things. Why don't we?
Yeah, and I know everyone's very excited to learn about some certain announcements and content coming up in the next week. That's what we're here for. We will be sure to elaborate and go over all the details in a little bit. But before we go into the next week details, as per our usual agenda here on stream, let's cover a little bit of the offerings that we have going on this week through the weekend and up until the next Tuesday's release. Up first, we've been celebrating the Golden Week in Japan, where you have been earning silver and golden tickets. And try your luck on our lucky wheel. This is provided to you via our websites, where you can earn an assortment of many different prizes, such as silver, gold, premium time, commanders, of course, various cosmetics, emblems, inscriptions, camos, and tank discounts on various premium tanks, or in fact, premium tanks themselves. You'll be able to earn yourself silver and golden tickets. Silver tickets are easier to get a hold of on a daily basis. And of course, you can win a more smaller prize pool of offerings on that end. Golden tickets, a bit harder to come by, but with the golden tickets, you will be able to win the much larger prizes. For the golden tickets, in case you were curious, you can earn them by various ways, such as completing in-game challenges. If you haven't done so already, please visit our seasons and challenges menu in the game, and you can find some of the Golden Week opportunities and challenges there. Or you can also get yourself golden tickets by participating as part of our Golden Week holidays. 4 of them in total, starting as soon as tomorrow. We have the Showa Day on April 29th. So when you log in, you can get yourself a golden ticket there. And then next week, 3 more opportunities on May 3rd as part of the Constitution Memorial Day. May 4th, the Greenery Day. And then May 5th, the last chance for your Golden Week ticket as part of the holidays. May 5th, the Children's Day. Or you can also get yourself a golden ticket through some limited events, big events, very much like this stream itself. If you guys were looking for a golden ticket, we got one to hand out to you. Tankz0rz or KB, if you're watching here in the chat, can we share to the players here their chance, not a chance, the promo code that they would enter for their opportunity to grab a golden ticket for themselves. Let's put that into the chat. And really quick, when that code goes out, there's only 100 uses on it. So be quick, grab that code and throw it on the website. Thank you, KB. It is up there now. Have at it.
Good luck, everyone.
And then also a reminder that golden tickets that you earn will not show up onto your account and redeemable until the following day, that is 10 a.m. UTC. You can still claim and earn tickets up until May 5th, and you can still spend the tickets during the last 48 hours that begins starting on 10 a.m. UTC May 6th of next week. And don't forget to log in within 24 hours of spinning the wheel in order to get your prizes. Got to log into the game itself after you've spun the wheel for those prizes to actually be added to your account. As always, if you guys want more details or just a little bit more clarity on everything for the Golden Week and the Lucky Wheel, please follow the link and details on our portal site.
More documentation on our website for sure.
Dr. Sommer 83, man, y'all are fast. Did we go through all 100 that quickly? Woo! Golden ticket spent. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe we can get a confirmation. That T-Bear, the code doesn't work. All right, I think the community team will have a look at it. It's very possible all 100 have already been consumed.
Mm-hmm.
You guys leapt on that.
You weren't even done explaining how things work, Mr. Bam.
I just give them a code and like whatever it applies, they'll grab it, they'll apply it into their wheel. Mm-hmm. Okay. We are getting confirmation that it is working for some users. We may have exhausted the 100 already. Okay.
All right. So that's Golden Week stuff. What about this week, Mr. Bam?
So we have a fan favorite challenge op, the XP with interest. You know it, you love it. And hey, we'd be interested to know which tech tree lines are you earning some of that extra XP on? Which ones are you guys grinding up? Where you can get the extra XP for earning 1,000 or more XP in any number of battles, and this will apply a 50% XP boost on all of those battles. So yeah, let us know which tanks are you applying these to. We also have our Recon and Force challenge op. The rules here: detect one or more enemies while destroying one or more vehicles in a battle. This will net you a 25% silver boost in game, and that will be available for 3 times per day. And appropriately named for the Gladiators season here, we have our On Track challenge up for the Italian line. In honor of Italian Liberation Day, you can get a 25% XP boost on all Italian tanks, as well as a 30 to 50% discount on the entire Italian line. Up next, we have our spring sales round 2. We'll go through some of our bundle and tank offerings here, starting up first. Our impactful duo, this includes the Tiger 131 and the T-3488. Our guns and missiles bundle, this one has the WZ 122 and MBT 70. The Hound and the Wolf, this one includes appropriately named the Hull and Hund M41 90mm, as well as the Lycan T-71. And lastly, part of our spring sale bundle offerings, the Objective Rushers. This one has, of course, the T-62M1 and the T-72M1. So if those are tanks that you are lacking in your collection, or you were waiting for a good incentive sale for them, check them out into the store. They are in the bundles on sale now. And then another fan favorite, for those of you sitting on a good embankment of XP on your accounts, we do have several tanks offered for buyout of free XP. Quite a list here. I'm going to go through just a little bit of these. And Tankz0rz, I know you called me out on one of them. I will bring it up to attention this week because it has a nice long name, but it just rolls off the tongue so nicely. For free XP, we have the Kampfpanzer 50T, the Falcon T92, T32A Proto, AMBT, the Volk T44-100, the Icebreaker VK7501. Your favorite here, Tankz0rz, the Iron Rain Rheinmetall Borsig Waffentrager.
Yeah.
The Vanguard ELC Even 90, the Audace Cannon D'Assault 105, King Dragon Type 59, the Beach Party, and the Turtle, and many more. And again, these are all details that you can find in the game today, or you can find more details on our portal article. That's not all. We got a few more content offerings this week. Silver conversion bonuses. Instead of the usual 1 in 400, you can trade in 1 gold for 600 silver. We also have free XP conversion bonuses. For 1 gold, you can get 35 free XP instead of the usual 1 in 25 conversion rate. Also available in store, we have new Galactic Warlord commanders. Warlords from another time, or perhaps even another world. They are invading our battlefields. These are all just 2D commanders, and they are available in store just this week. We'll be pulling them down from the bundles on Tuesday. And here we are. We have them up on screen now. Oh, no, I'm sorry. These are the standard Warlord key cards. So we do still have our normal Warlord keycards available as well. Each keycard can get you one of many 2D inspired by military leaders from medieval and classical times. And you can also get a rare chance to be awarded a premium tank from the Warlord keycards. So we have both the Warlord keycards and the Galactic Warlords. The Galactic Warlords, just to be clear, are available via the store bundles only. All right. And then really quick, because we know players have noted and talked about this a little bit as a new update that came out this Tuesday, on the subject of the Tank Reel promo card for a for sale tank. We want to let you know we heard the feedback and are taking steps to help improve the user and experience. We do actually have some fixes already in the works and coming this Tuesday that will remove the tank promo card from your reel if, say, you already own the tank. We will continue to listen to your feedback. and monitor more as time goes on. But just want to let you know that we are listening and want you to let you know, we will continue to address any sort of needs in the future. All right. So that is a wrap of all of our content of this week. And again, most of this comes to a close on Tuesday. I think it's time we talk about the meat and probably why most of you guys are here today. You're very excited to talk about some new content, awesome new collaborations that we have here at Wargaming. I think we're ready to dive in and talk a little bit about what we have coming next week. What do you say, Tankz0rz?
I think it's time. Let's take a look. Dive right in, Mr. Bam.
All right. Well, Warhammer 40,000 and World of Tanks Modern Armor, an official collaboration. We are working together, and we have a lot of awesome content to share with you guys. And we've been very excited to share all of the details with you for weeks, for months to come. You have any idea how hard it was to be tight-lipped about it? You, the players, were asking for it so many times on stream. When are you guys doing a Warhammer collaboration? When can we see some of the content that World of Tanks PC has done? When can we see this on Modern Armor? It is here. It is coming. Part of the Gladiator season coming this Tuesday. We are here to talk about all the details, all the tanks, the commanders, so much more to you guys this week. Very happy, and we are so excited to talk about this. The Emperor has finally given us his blessing to provide to you all the details on this collaboration. All right, enough of the theatrics here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start off with the tanks. Tankz0rz, are you ready to share some of the assets and imagery to the players as I run us through here? Do we have the Nemesis? Let's talk about the Nemesis.
Let's take a look at this amazing tank here. Here we go.
Here we go.
The Nemesis.
This is a tier 10 tank destroyer. All of our World War II Warhammer tanks will be affiliated with the Mercenary nation line. This is a beefy tank destroyer with multiple weapon options, standard and high damage or quick firing, coming with variable reload rates, depending on the ammo of choice you decide to go with. This tank is really good in most positions, and I mean, it looks pretty stellar in the battlefield as well with its amazing blue aesthetic there, and a lot of the ornaments addressed onto the tank and its turret itself. In fact, when you're using it, we did kind of apply a little bit of fantasy, leaning into the Warhammer brand a little bit further. It comes with a little bit of a bluish glow when you take aim at your enemies, and give it just that much more flair from the Warhammer universe. Up next, let's cover the Tiefbreaker. Let me know when that one's up on screen for the players. Here we go. Red is my favorite color. I tell you what, this is a mean-looking tank. This is the Tier 9 light tank, speedy and a very mobile light tank with a fast-firing cannon, also equipped with a turbo mode feature, something akin that we've applied to a few other tanks, mostly related to our wheeled vehicles. We have adopted the turbo mode feature onto the Tiefbreaker as well, where you can increase your speed, but at the expense of maneuverability. Use it in terms of situations to get into position faster, or if you need to get out of there in a hurry. Great for lightning attacks on any unsuspecting enemies, and just a menace out there, out on the battlefield. And then up next, we have the Reaper's Scythe. Another wicked-looking tank here. Here we go. This is a Tier 8 medium tank, tough medium that packs a punch, a high explosive based gun that deals damage and crew damage. This one will be trading off mobility for armor, but quite honestly, this is the one that ends up walking away after most of the fights. And then up next, very excited, a World of Tanks Modern Armor exclusive here. Very excited to debut this one here. A Tier 10 heavy tank, the Leman Russ. Let's get this one on screen. Here we go. This is a beefy bad boy here. This is a full frontal assault tank, imposing at a distance, but will need a little bit of backup. Its frontal armor can deflect most shots, but its sides and rear armor are a bit on the lighter side. So just make sure to watch yourself, make sure no one's flanking your position, stand your ground, and let none pass. And like I said, this is a first for World of Tanks. We were very happy in our collaboration with Warhammer, got this tank into the game. First time ever with the World of Tanks franchise. Hope you guys enjoy this one inclusion into the game itself. And lastly, on the world, we can't forget about our Cold War audience. We do have one Warhammer tank to add on to the Cold War ecosystem here. The Ignis Purgatio, an Era 2 medium tank. High mobility tank that trades armor for, quite honestly, just a lot of damage. This has a strong 20-round auto main cannon that'll be strong against light tanks and, quite honestly, cause lots of pain for anyone else that is simply just unprepared with it. It is also equipped with an ATGM missile launcher, so you always need to be aware of where it is at in its position. It is good for both long range and up close combat, so be aware of the Ignis Purgatio Era 2 medium tank here. And there you have it. That is our Warhammer list of tanks here. Hit us up in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys are saying here. Were there specific tanks that you love or are very excited to see and would love to get your hands on? Personally, Tankz0rz, I don't know what one of your favorites are, but to me, it's got to be the Lehman Russ. I really enjoy its aesthetic. It's so unique to the game itself. And it's got quite the derp gun on it as well. How about yourself?
I like the Teeth Breaker.
The Teeth Breaker.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one a lot, especially how you were saying that the color red. It just stands out for me.
No, completely agreed. It is simply a mean-looking tank. Appropriate for the Orc factions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the commanders, because Warhammer here has, in our collaboration, we are not just delivering on tanks. We have so much more content to deliver here. And if you have already had a chance to see our trailer that we debuted yesterday onto our socials, a lot of exciting things there. You probably already have an idea of what's to come. But let's talk about the commanders up next. Let's start with our 3D commanders, starting with our Ultramarine, Valusad Thasius. I think we have something we can show the players here, do we not?
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look here. There we go.
Here we go. And these 3D commanders do come equipped with their own unique VO. And I got to say, they are very, very fantastic. Very close to the canon of Warhammer. Again, the collaboration between us and Warhammer. Really high stakes quality here. And the VO does not disappoint. Absolutely. Legal Emperor 4260. For the Emperor! You may very well hear that sort of VO when you take this 3D commander out into the battlefield for yourself. Up next, let's take a look at the Sisters of Battle here, Patricia Lazarian. Let's get her up on screen. Here we have it. I have to say, I was really looking forward to the Ultramarine, but when I heard the VO, I kid you not, I love Patricia's call outs and just battle cries. It is, you are being yelled at on the battlefield, and it's honestly like encouraging. It gets you more aggressive and just want to get out there and fight off the enemy forces. Love this one to death. I keep transferring in all of our internal playtests. I just kept moving this commander to all of my tanks. Just wanted to keep hearing that VO. Guys, don't skip up on these 3D commanders. They are fantastic, and just one heck of a job by our audio team and all the VO sessions that we got in. Look forward to it. And that is our 3D commander offerings with Warhammer. Let's see. Up next, we do have an assortment of 2D commanders here. Tankz0rz, I do apologize. Do we have something we should show the players for some of our 2D commanders?
Yep. I have a little collage here.
Fantastic. So these 2D commanders do not come with their own unique VOs. We do keep that strictly just to our 3D commanders. But here we have Valosad Vasius, Dalgoth Sep, Kroglin, Fecrustus Spute, Natalastra Asparis, and of course, Patricia Lasserian, once again, all in their fine 2D commander representations.
Awesome.
Fantastic. And lastly, as many of you players that may have been made aware from our trailer and some of our announcements earlier, the event itself, we do have a Warhammer event coming to the game, very similar to our Holiday Ops event that we launched last December, where you got to choose teams, whether you wanted to go with Mila or Arnie. This time around, you will be able to select teams between Ultramarine or the Adepta Sororitas. I do want to stress one thing. Don't panic. I know choice paralysis can be a little hard here because there might be some more incentive rewards on one team versus the other. And we're here to relay a little bit of kind of quell the panic a little bit here. There's going to be a 2-part event to help you guys choose between the teams in event 1, and then you can choose again in event 2. And this will help you narrow down what sort of rewards are most important to you. In event 1, you will be facing off against the Orcs. The Ultramarine rewards, if that is the team of choice you start off with, will include the Orc and Ultramarine inscriptions, as well as emblems, and of course, discounts on the Nemesis tank and the Tiefbreaker tank. If, though, you decide to go with the Adepta Sororitas, the rewards will include the Orc and Adepta Sororitas inscriptions and emblems, and of course, discounts on the Ignis Purgatio and the Tiefbreaker tank as well. That is all just event 1. When the first event wraps up, we will then have event 2, where you will be facing off against the forces of chaos themselves. This will include, if you go with the Ultramarine again for this team, for this event part, if you go with the Ultramarine, the rewards will include the Orc and Ultramarine inscriptions and emblems once again, and this time discounts on the Nemesis and the Reaper Scythe tank. If you go with the Adepta Sororitas, this will include, again, the inscriptions and emblems for the Orcs and the Adepta Sororitas, and once more, discounts on the Ignis Purgatio and the Reaper Scythe tank. So hopefully, and of course, all of these details will be provided to you in 3 articles after the stream. We'll have 1 article to cover all the details on the community op event itself, details to cover of all the tank stats and gameplay tips, and a list of all the 2D and 3D commanders and list of all the store bundles and prices. And that will also include the sort of discounts you can look forward to on those store bundles after you've participated through the community event itself. One last thing on the subject of Warhammer here. We have an announcement giveaway. I want to stress this really quick. This isn't a giveaway that we'll announce a winner today, but this is for a mega bundle, a mega Warhammer collection bundle worth 63,000 in gold value. This contains literally all the Warhammer 40,000 content we are providing into our game starting on Tuesday. And this mega bundle will be available to a few winners that we will announce on Tuesday in our socials, and I believe also on our community stream. You guys can participate and earn your chance to win this mega bundle. We'll put the link here into the chat. Please put your name in there. We also want to offer everybody a chance for their ability to win in this, so that we'll run through the weekend and end on Tuesday, where we will announce the winners then. I will also do my best to announce, provide that giveaway link again during this stream, just so other players, if you guys are joining a little bit late, you still have an opportunity to get in on that giveaway. And again, we'll announce the winners next week.
And that's 63,000 gold worth of stuff, right?
63,000 gold worth of everything that we just detailed above. That is all the tanks, all the commanders, the inscriptions and emblems, all of it. All of it together.
Awesome.
All right. And that is our Warhammer wrap-up. Again, this is all coming to you guys on Tuesday, but we do have some other content offerings and other events happening next week. So let's make sure we touch upon all of that as well before we move on to the next subject of discussion here. Happening next week, we also have our International Firefighters Day. Earn yourself John Garvey Commander by placing in the top 5 XP earners on your team 30 times. We also have Cinco de Mayo. You can earn yourself emblems, inscriptions, and flags by completing a whole plethora range of challenges. And then VE Day, the Victory in Europe Celebration Day. Get 3 times XP on your daily bonuses. This will be running from May 5th through May 9th. And our Tank of the Month is the IS-2. And that is our full offerings, announcements, and details we have for all of you on coming next Tuesday. Whew. And I think we're ready to move on to our shout-outs column. Are we not?
Let's take a look.
Oh, boy.
Shout
Getting a little parched there. Sorry. Lots of excitement. I know we wanted to cover so many details. I know players were very excited about the 40K content. I tried to push all the details that I could, and I don't think I took enough breaths in between my sentences. All right, shout outs. As always, we give confidential key cards to all these users that we make our for their amazing battle feats here. And this week is all about the Italian tanks in addition here. So starting off, the following users accomplished these amazing feats in the Rinoceronte, starting off with Mafia Kiss and Barry EAV with max kills in a single battle of 8. Then we have Blackfish 00, max damage of 8,995 in a single battle. And lastly, also in the Rinoceronte, Relovili, max blocked damage 6,020 in a single battle. And the next set of users here is in the Progetto M40 mod 65. We have Easy E and Chichago 75 Russ with 9 max kills in a single battle. Mambanero 1988 with 10,293 max damage done in a single battle. And lastly, Samurai Bob with max combined assisted in a single battle of 10,055. For our medal showcase here, the Fadens medal, awarded for destroying the last enemy vehicle in a battle with the player's last remaining shell. This was earned this week in the Progetto C50 mod 66 by Suke-san 1028. Congratulations to you. Then our next medal here, the Kalabanovs medal, awarded to a player who stands alone against 5 or more enemy tanks and wins. This week was earned by Jay Baoshu in their P43 and Dumir Lutshin in their Centauro. Congratulations to you both. And for earning the Lafayette's Pools medal, this is awarded to players on vehicles of the 5th or higher tier and destroying 10 to 13 enemy vehicles in a single battle. This was earned by Koza GG31 in the Centauro tank. And lastly, for our medal showcase, the Invincible medal here, survive 5 or more battles in a row without taking even a splinter of damage. This was earned this week by Smearvoss in the Rinoceronte. Congratulations to you all. And to wrap up for our shout outs here, a big, massive congratulations and thank you to our milestone users here. Starting off with the Egoist and Ziggin and Zaggin. Okay, I love that gamer tag there. Hitting that amazing threshold of 100,000 battles. Then we have One Shot Grandpa, Bullet 771, Patrick Cuz 465, Arask Bernard, XV 751, and the Badfish. They've hit the 110,000th battle. Up next, we have Balmir Cornets 45, Luich Batala, and Ominous Predator for reaching 120,000 battles. And our winner here for hitting the highest threshold of battles this week, Manolito 80s, reaching that amazing threshold of 130,000 battles. So congratulations to you all. You will all be receiving yourselves confidential key cards. And what is it we say, Tankz0rz?
That's a lot of battles.
That's a lot of battles.
That is a lot of battles. 130,000. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit.
It's a hefty number of battles, one might say.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we'd like to cover this one very briefly on the stream each week regarding, players and their unsportsmanship-like attitudes and play styles in the game. As always, we encourage you, the players, use our in-game reporting system. Let us know if you spot any sort of treatment like this in the game. We try our best to encourage a more positive community amongst all the players, and we do take this very seriously and vet all of the reports that do come in. This week alone, there was a total of 12 clans that had to have their names changed, and a total of 6 clans entirely disbanded. And then a total of 61 players who had received temporary bans, but no permanent bans this week to report of.
Sounds good.
And then, go ahead.
I was going to say, that brings us up to Q&A time, doesn't it?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Let me take I'm getting definitely very parched here, but I'm ready for questions. Over to you, Tankz0rz. What do we have today?
Alrighty. Let's see. Starting off with Baboshinu asking, similar to seeing the blueprints only, or the blueprint only tanks in World War II, will we eventually see conceptual tanks for Cold War? That given modernization in the event that they would be produced. Then he goes on and gives a couple examples here. Well, we do have a fairly large number of Cold War vehicles that we would like to tackle. Before we get on to things like some of the options that the player is talking about here, we will simply keep it in mind for the time being until the time kind of arrives and that we have the bandwidth to consider this sort of idea. So thank you for the suggestions there. Next question here from Death211. They're asking any updates on the data collected for the effectiveness of heat shells in Cold War. This came up before. Apologies, no real updates to share at this time. I think the ticket is on myself or someone else. A lot of other priorities and big name tasks are kind of stealing our bandwidth at the moment. We'll try to get a follow-up on that in the near future. Next question here from Hockey or Death. They're asking, can we get a reduction in Cold War damage? Sorry, let me start over. Can we get a reduction in Cold War to damage tanks? The damage that tanks take from bumps and falls. Too often that tiny bumps do 80 plus. Listen, I'm sorry. Too often, tiny bumps while doing 80 plus kilometers per hour, kills the player or does a lot of damage. I mean, it's a tricky situation, and I know all of our maps are very versatile in terms of the terrain, the different heights, a lot of bumps and debris lumps all over the place. I don't want to just say, be a careful driver, because yes, I think there are situations that players run into and it feels like it wasn't their fault that something may have happened like this. We will investigate and take a look at this. For Cold War especially, this was something early on before we had to even release the mode itself, where we had to adopt some different weighting and gravity changes to the tanks themselves and applied it across all the tanks to make sure it felt right, because we did encounter this in test ahead of the release of Cold War, and it was much more of a common occurrence than it is today. So it's definitely in a much more, it's better now than it was, but we will continue to see if there's other things that we can adapt and improve on top of that. So thanks for bringing it up. I know players talk about it once in a while. It happens. It's unfortunate. We will look into what we can do. Sounds great. Next question here from Skater9, and they're asking, when is the next Tier 10 discount event? Well, if we're talking about premiums, we do not have one planned for the moment, but we want to keep these for specific moments in the year, so nothing to share at this time. Next question from British Steel 97, is it possible to get some buffs for certain Era 1 lights? Some feel truly
underwhelming compared to others, uh, such as the FVs and the Bulldogs, which might pull or put off new players from grinding the lines?
This has come up before as well. Something I was taking a look at. I need to have a deeper discussion and investigation with the tank designers as well to see how we want to better adapt that into the future. Can't make any promises right now. We will take a look at how they're all performing across the board and see if something needs justification.
Are there next question from Raging Stormer 1? Are there any plans to give the mouse Chen the same multi-cannon functionality as the mouse and the VK16801?
I mean, well, no news to share right now. Not something we are currently adopting. I will see if we have a master task ticket for adding some more secondary weapons functionality on other tanks. Not against the idea, because it is something that players do enjoy. So we'll take a look.
Next question here from Kawama asking, when will the next skin sale? When's the next skin sale?
We do have a skin sale coming up this May. No exact dates to give at this time. Just stay tuned. And hey, May's right around the corner.
Let's see. DJ he's asking, for the sake of the googly eye emblem, would it be possible to switch it around? Switch around the emblem and inscription placements for the Super Conqueror.
I love that this is specific to the googly eye emblems.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if it were up to me, I would just allow players to put googly eyes over their tanks everywhere. Just create just an eyeball tank, right? We'll look into it. We'll see what can be done. I can't picture off the top of my head what the second emblem placement looks like right now. Because it might be in a very appropriate place that players do enjoy it right now. So we don't want to create a kind of inverted problem where players have a specific area where they enjoy the emblem and suddenly we move it elsewhere and they might not quite like that. But, thank you for the suggestion. We'll see about that.
Sounds good. Moving on to other questions here. We have a question from Fionic Lou. And they're asking, or they're saying, good morning. Will there be a new Polish AHS Crab premium tank in the future?
First off, I want to call out, good morning to you, sir. It's almost 3 p.m. for us here. Curious where you're out in the world right now, where it might be morning. Likely not. Let's get to the question. Likely not, as this is a modern artillery vehicle, and Cold War, we are very much still on the stance that we are not bringing artillery to the Cold War mode as is.
Sounds great. Next question here from M Webb. Are there any reforges planned for Swedish heavies? Thank you.
No Swedish heavy focus reforged event in the plans for now. As always, when we do have something in the plans, we'll have announcement dates in the future.
Sounds great. William of Scotland is asking, do you guys have any plans on hero skin discounts or adding them to reward/seasons?
As mentioned before, we do have a skin discount planned for mid-May, so just kind of keep an eye out for that for now.
Phantom Wolfstan is asking, how about some cool skins, pinups, Krampus, etc. for Artie? Requesting for my friend.
A Krampus skin for the Artie. Okay, I mean, we can certainly consider it.
What would it shoot? Never mind. Let's keep.
Yeah. I wanted to say presents, but even that's not appropriate for Krampus.
No, just keep going on. I thought of some bad stuff already. Moving on. Let's see. Next question from Daniel Ray asking, are you guys going to fix the texture issues on the Thumper and the M1 Abrams? The Abrams front plate is detached from the tank, and the Thumper's barrel and wheels have texture issues.
Interesting. For the Thumper, it looks like that is a fix we already have in, and you can expect to see that in the next season. On the Abrams side of things, this sounds like it might be news to us, and we haven't received any bug reports in regards to that. So if this is something that you do notice and want to send us a report, we can certainly investigate further on that, because we were not made aware of this before.
Awesome. Chubby Lurker is asking question. Could you make the square map default for new players to help them get a better oversight and understanding of how the match is developing?
So the compass minimap is usually preferred by new players as it matches how minimaps work on other games. We help to kind of bridge that gap from players that come from different ones. But, we will stress that having full map awareness of where all the other tanks are kind of at is certainly important. And so that is a nice way to figure out how do we bridge the gap from players starting with a compass and then shifting into the mega map, the full map radar instead. We do have information that we provide on how to switch the mini-map stuff in our screen loading screen tips, just to make them kind of aware that that option is even available.
Next question from Deep Six is asking, is there any way you can set up a way to start earned or won premium time we chose rather than starting it immediately?
Is there any way you can set up a way to start earned or won premium time when we choose rather? Oh, I see. So if you've purchased premium time or you've earned it from a season challenge reward or an op, you want to be able to hold on to that premium time for a later time. Quick answer is no. This is just the way the system always will work. When a premium time is awarded to you or you've purchased it, it is active the moment it is received.
Ghost Sniper's asking, when is the Caliban going to be available again?
Nothing currently on our schedule at the moment. No dates to give at this time.
Warrant Officer Schrodinger is asking, do the Galactic Commanders have unique voiceovers?
Sadly, no. Our otherworldly Galactic 2D warlords do not have any special VO. But as per usual, we know that is a request by players, so there is active work being considered into some more VOs in the future. No announcements at this time, but just letting you know we are aware.
Thackus 2K is asking, could there be a rework to skill slots where you can have 3 premium skills that you can't change and 9 that you can? The old special commanders and mercenary commander skills. Commanders that had skills that they came with and you could add them to them.
Well, I'll just start off and say, there is no plans to add more than the 9 skills that we've set up for the commanders. That is just the direction we are going to maintain and keep going forward with. If only certain ones had 3 extra skills, that would be very much an unfair play advantage, and we want to try to keep things well balanced as much as possible. So, yes, the answer is no. There's no changes to trying things out like that.
Lux is asking, what's the difference between the E100 and the Nemesis?
Oh, that's actually a really good question, because as players know, most of our Warhammer tanks are based on current existing versions aesthetically, and just kind of looks like it just has a lot more ornaments and almost like a skin applied to it. But the tanks themselves, the way they play and the tuning and the stats, they're all different. These are all Warhammer inspired vehicles and all have unique standalone tank stats. So you can check out all the details in the article after the stream. This isn't just an E100 with a Nemesis look on it. It is a brand new tank with its own unique stat pool.
Awesome. Question from Grolsch asking, for the community map test matches, a good idea might be to take or make it an event like the Monster Mash mode to get full match participation.
I feel like this person's getting into my brainwaves a little bit here. I'll say it's a good idea. Yeah, community map as part of an event mode.
Right.
Because yeah, I mean, we've acknowledged that we've been trying the community map content for the past few years. We've been running custom game matches, and while that's great and all, I think there is more merit to run actual event battles where players not only can just earn like XP and silver from doing so, but there is better, meaningful data that we can drive out of that as well. Just letting you know, we are thinking about that. We're on a wavelength here.
Sounds good. Next question from Darker asking, Warhammer is it an earn op, or must we buy the tanks?
So regarding the event itself for the Warhammer, it is a 2-part community op where you can unlock discounts for the tanks. You can review all the details, as mentioned before, in our various portal articles after the stream.
I like this username, Spicy Like Jello. They're asking, what alliance will the Warhammer Cold War tanks be associated with? Or are you adding a Cold War mercenary line?
That's on me. I did not mention that when we went through over the tank details. So yes, the World War II line Warhammer tanks are being added as part of the Mercenary Nation tanks. For Cold War, no, we are not adding a mercenary line for one tank. It's actually going to be part of the independent affiliation in Cold War.
Next question from Ivan. When will there be new Cold War tanks?
If we're specifically talking about new tech tree lines in Cold War, look forward to that in the next season.
Sounds good. Next question from Cooler Bigfoot asking, since the OBJ 934 and the T62M1 missiles do less damage than the Era 2 tanks, can you look into making them load faster?
That's a fair point. We can look into passing this along to the tank design team to evaluate and see if there's any sort of changes necessary there. Because those are tanks in which you fire straight out of the barrel. So it operates very differently than our secondary weapon systems, where you have a whole different weapon to swap to. And your ammo pool for your main cannon is still like ready to go and allows you to switch between the two on the fly as you like. We'll see about that. I'll talk and reach out with our tank designers on any improvements there.
Next question from Gruber65 asking, am I correct in thinking that we can't enter the giveaway for another 3 days?
You have 3 days left to enter the giveaway, so make sure you hop on it and do that right away. Again, we're talking about the Warhammer Mega Bundle giveaway here. Actually, this is a good reminder. Can we go ahead and put that link in the chat again for users for just the awareness and visibility? If you guys haven't done so already, here you go. Follow that link, enter our Warhammer 40,000 Mega Bundle. Again, this is 63,000 gold value and includes all of our Warhammer content that we just announced and talked about on stream today. And winners for the Mega Bundle will be announced on Tuesday.
Let's see. The T-Bear is asking, can you tell us clearly how to see out empty garage slots?
Oh, okay. So they're saying how many like empty garage slots do they have left available to them? If they're looking to buy more tanks or grinding up the tech tree line, they want to make sure, like we get it, if you don't want to be forced to buy other tanks or balance what tanks should you sell so you can make more room. So if you are curious to how many you have, you can open up your filter and set it to tier 1 premium. It will then display the amount of extra slots on the screen. Generally, this is just something the game tracks for you, and if you ever need a garage slot, it will prompt you to let you know that you need to purchase a slot.
Sounds good. Next question from Tom Riley asking, can the Czech Tiger skin be added to the camo options, please? It's currently missing.
Well, not all skins are actually available for normal purchase. This skin was only because it was available during a certain event.
Next question from Tankadelphia. Speaking of skin sale, would it be possible to have a section in the store just for cosmetic items like skins and emblems?
Actually, when we are in fact selling any sort of skin, emblem packs, cosmetics of similar items in the store, you can find these in our auxiliary tab section in the store itself. Auxiliary.
Let's see. Double Pale, any new mercenary contracts coming?
Well, the next contract is for the Blue Arc in May. But if you're asking for a new contract mercenary vehicle, well, we are in discussions and actively investigating ideas. Let's just say look forward to some new mercs later this year.
Max Miner Tanker asking, did you make any Warhammer skins for existing tanks?
No. So the Warhammer tanks are the only ones that have and look like they have, or are in fact the Warhammer tanks themselves. They're not skins, and we are not offering any sort of Warhammer skins to any other tank at this time.
Scorpion Bro here is asking, are there any plans to allow players to avoid certain maps similar to how you do on PC?
This was actually something I did speak with our server engineer on, just to kind of get a handle and a grasp as to what it might take to do something like this into our game. Unfortunately, no, we won't be having that into Modern Armor. This is actually a lot of complication and adds too much stress onto the matchmaker itself. So alternatively, like we know players, there are certain maps you like and dislike and don't want to see as much into the rotation. This is where we are actively seeking out other alternative solutions, like increasing the frequency of select maps, new maps that we put into the rotation. We try to bump that up into frequency, so you may encounter that one a bit more. We may also look into maybe dropping frequency of certain maps, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, so you guys aren't always seeing maybe certain maps that you're like, well, man, I just played this on this tier, and when I moved up a tier, I ran into it again, etc. Like, we get it. So we're trying to create a better quality of life experience for the map rotation at large.
Let's see. Question here from Grolsch asking, will there be a fix for the lag that happens on the Xbox Series X? It seems like many people are affected.
I mean, quite honestly, like, this isn't something that we've heard of in terms of lag issues. If you haven't already, we always ask, file a support ticket so we can assist in any sort of troubleshooting. We're not too privy if this is something on our end that is worth addressing, or it may be just an oddity in the network on the user's end, but we are more than happy to assist in any way that we can offer that.
Question from Hama. They're asking, any update on the ability to know which skins we already own?
So nothing to share at this front. This has come up a few times, and we've had some active discussions as well, and trying to develop some sort of like tank skins library or catalog to better showcase all the skins that you own, or tanks that can have skins but you don't own. It is not a feature that we have started on. We do have just like a work ticket to start designing and thinking about it, but there is nothing scheduled and no updates to provide at this time.
Sounds good. And last question here from a loaded cycle asking, when are the next tier 10 premium skins coming? I
feel like we covered something similar to this one. I think maybe that was non-premium, perhaps. We don't have anything currently planned. The upcoming skins are still for other tiers or eras.
Awesome. And that about wraps up our Q&A section here for today.
And that's all we got. Yes. One last reminder, I'll just say, see that link again. If you guys haven't done so already, enter your gamer tag and information for your chance to win that Warhammer 40,000 mega bundle. Again, that has all the content that we just covered today, and all of that content. You can also look forward to the community op coming and all of the tanks, the commanders, and the cosmetics starting on Tuesday. Look forward to all that. It's going to be a very exciting week, and hope you guys are looking forward to Warhammer. Oh, and I just got confirmation that all of our Warhammer articles are now live. So if you guys wanted all the nitty-gritty details, go see our portal article for all the post-stream details now.
Let's see, what else? Yeah, go ahead and if you haven't, check out all of our socials. I'm sure there's some interesting information to find there. Also, if you haven't watched our trailer for Warhammer 40,000, go ahead and go to YouTube and check that out. And I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out with us. And if you're on Twitch, stick around. We're going to go raid one of our community contributors. And if you're not, well, have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you on the battlefield.
See you, everybody.
Thank
you very
everyone.
much.